Senator from Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to call up my amendment, Warnock 12. And thank you for your work on this critical legislation. I agree that we must address the opioid epidemic. That is clear. It's claimed thousands of lives in Georgia and all across the country. However, we have lived with the war on drugs for decades. Rather than reduce illegal drugs in our communities, we've actually declared war on many of our communities themselves. I've seen the impact of this up close as a pastor, as a member of the community. The United States of America, the land of the free, as a result of this misguided approach, is the mass incarceration capital of the world. And it stems in large part from our failed war on drugs. It's been a war on these communities. And so while I believe that we must fund law enforcement, which is at the front lines of illegal trafficking, I also believe that we must fund treatment, recovery, and diversion programs for those suffering from substance use disorder. And that's why I'm offering a simple amendment that would broaden the permissible uses for any forfeited funds to include funding for the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services administrations. It doesn't remove any eligibility for law enforcement, but by expanding the uses of this funding, it allows the federal government to take a more holistic approach to this problem. And it would allow the funds to curtail the demands for drugs and work to mitigate the damage caused by opioids to our communities. While I understand this amendment is outside the scope of the Banking Committee's jurisdiction, today I will vote to advance this bill with the hope that the chair and the ranking member will commit to working with me to address this important issue for our communities as this bill progresses to the floor. With great concern for these issues, which I'm committed to continuing to work on, and hopefully the chair and the ranking member will work with me, I will withdraw my amendment. Thank you, Chair. I yield back.
Thanks.